Hey guys, this is What If here, and I finally want to talk about the NASCAR Heat 2 patch number 1 update that came out October 16th around maybe noon Eastern or so. And there's a lot of things to talk about because this patch had a lot of things in here. It was about a 1.78 gigabyte sort of size, so it was a decent size sort of patch. So, without further ado, let's just talk about all this sort of stuff. One really game-breaking sort of issue that this game had was a broken caution system where if you had a single car spin, a caution would come out. Sometimes you could just be chilling on the racetrack and nothing would happen. So they added a thing in career mode and single player where it's a strict yellow. So that means cautions will come out for single car spins and anything like that of the matter. And testing it out myself, I did 2 races, but the first one I did it was at Chicagoland. And I decided right at the start of the race, I'm just going to turn left, go backwards, and see if a caution will come out. And it did. And I tried to just wreck myself to see if a caution will come out, and it did. So it does completely work. And I'm very happy to see that because that was a very game-breaking sort of issue, so I'm super glad about that. Also, in the career mode menu, there's a lot more added things that help it out a lot, like
stats. Finally, we get fucking stats.
Again, it's nothing really super complex or anything, but I'm looking at it right now on my screen, so it has like races, top 10s, top 5s, wins, and championships. It's not like a year-by-year sort of breakdown, but goddamn it, I will take it. It's nice to see your progress and things like that, so that helps out the game and freaking career mode by a goddamn mile. I can't even stress how freaking happy I'm about it. I didn't even know if it was even possible to even add it in a patch, but they fucking did, and I love you 704 for finally doing it. God damn it. This definitively makes this game better than any fucking Utenics game because of this. I know that sounds crazy, but oh my god, it is so nice. Also on the career mode menu, you have a schedule, so now you can actually look at all the races in the future and in the past, and you can look at like the results for that race in particular. So that's, again, very freaking nice to have. I don't know why it wasn't in here to begin with, because NASCAR Heat Evolution had it too. I don't know. So, but it's nice to see also when you go to the next race and you look at the track, it displays the earnings already. So, again, nice. So, I like that sort of stuff. And also for rivals, if you're really got a driver really pissed off at you and you race them around okay, or whatever the case may be, it will kind of decay over time. So, that's nice. So, there actually is a way to decrease it. Because if you watch Winval's truck series, he basically got to the point where he got the whole freaking field mad at him, and there was really no way to make them not angry at him. So, I mean, I don't know, it just seems like common sense where it's like, if you're going to have a rival system, have a way to get them angry, and then have a way to lessen that. And, well, they finally did it now, so, yeah, that's just something worth mentioning, but I'm glad they put that in. Also, I want to talk about the 2 races I tested out in a quick race, just to kind of see, like, how the AIs would be under stage racing and everything. So, I'll tell you the format I did. I did a 13% race length, 4 times wear, 105 difficulty. I wanted to do auto +2, but I always was using 105 and all this sort of stuff for single races in the past, so I kept it the same just to kind of gauge on if anything was changed with the AI difficulty or whatever the case may be. So I just left it as I was doing it previously to see if there's any sort of difference. And I also picked tracks where I knew that you either qualify last or just run very, very freaking well. And the first one I did was at Chicagoland, like I was saying earlier, I hope. But so I did qualifying just to see like how would that all be, and also default setup as always. I just want to mention that too, so people don't think I'm apparently a setup god or something. But yeah, just default setup and all that. So I did that at Chicagoland because I knew in the past when I qualified there I was there last. So I was like, okay, let's just qualify and see what would happen. And I ended up getting 29th. So that's fine. I can live with that. It's more reasonable than being 40th, like almost a second off 39th. So again, qualifying for certain is fixed. So it's nice to see. Also, I was really curious about the difficulty of the AI at Chicagoland, for example, and just to see how the stage racing would be be with the AI drivers. So I did the race and did stage 1, and by lap 4 I went from 29th to 1st. I wish I was making it up, but I'm not. But I did that, and then at the end of stage 1 happened, and the AIs pitted when they should, so that's good. But then there was another instance where I restarted the race just to kind of fuck around with the cautions and just test that stuff out, like I was saying earlier. But there's an instance where like the caution ended the stage, maybe 2 laps before the end of the stage or something like that, and the AIs didn't pit, which is very bad because they would have to pit during the middle of stage 2, and So it's very weird because it seems like it's fixed, but if something happens like a caution or something that ends the stage, they just don't know what in the hell to do, so they just stay out, and then they'll have to pit midway through the stage. Again, that's just one example or experience from that racetrack. If I played other tracks and just really got into that, maybe it would be different. I don't know, but that's just from what I've experienced. So, I also did another attempt at Chicagoland, just again, maybe on my third, just trying it again for like the third time, and just raced the racetrack, did everything, normal. No cautions came out, and the AIs pitted when they should, and all their pitting logic was fine. There was no problems with that whatsoever. So it always seems like, at least to me, maybe the cautions at the end of the stage just make them go derpy. I don't really know, but that's just from what I've experienced, at least at Chicagoland. Also, I want to test out Sonoma just to see about the difficulty, because I heard about them saying the difficulty was improved, but I don't know. It was vague because it didn't say like what tracks or whatever that need improvements, so I don't really know. But I tested out Infineon, and same as before, nothing changed with that. You could basically go from 40th to 6th in like 2 laps. It's crazy. It's ridiculous. And the stage racing and the pitting of the AI, I think actually for stage, because I did this again, 13% race length, 4 times wear and fuel and all that, but stage 1, 2 they were fine, and then the third stage they but when stage 2 ended, they didn't pit, even though they could make it all the way to the end. So it just seems like a mixed bag of sorts like before. Maybe it's better. Again, I didn't mess with it too much because I was always playing without it. But I don't know. It's one of those things where I feel like you really have to play every single freaking track and kind of just figure it out for yourself or something. Because it's just from those 2 experiences, I had one that was pretty good, another one that was just kind of okay. So I don't really know, but that's just from my experience of those 2 tracks. I'm sure a lot of you people that are watching this are going to have differing sort of experience. I'm assuming if you're going to be doing a longer race or mess with the tire and fuel wear and all that sort of stuff. So that's just from what I've experienced at those 2 tracks in general. And also one thing that they fixed that is said in the patch notes is that the finishing results are not going to be glitched out, where people will finish 3rd at the end of the race, but but then on the results thing it shows them like 30th. I'm just using Real Rabbit's Hadzega truck race as an example, but it's happened to me many times throughout career mode where somebody gets 2nd or 3rd and they'll finish like 17th or 20th, like weird stupid shit like that, and they will get 20th place points. Like it's really bad. It's really bad. So I'm glad they fixed that. That's just something worth noting as well, just because I remember I got a comment, somebody defending the finishing results glitch because it's unpredictable because you never know what can happen. Well, it's like, that's the dumbest fucking comment I've ever heard. That's up there. I'll give them that. That's up there, defending the finishing results being broken where people aren't finishing where they should at the end of the race. Now, maybe I didn't convey my point across, but when somebody finishes 2nd and then in the actual results they get fucking 20th, that's a little bullshit. I think it's kind of common sense. Kind of like, trying to find the right clothes that fit you, It's kind of just like, well, gee, I don't want to wear a shirt. I don't want to buy a shirt that's too baggy because it won't fit me. It's just like that. Just like that. That's really about it. That's all I wanted to talk about. Again, there was a lot of things in this patch to fix the game. Another thing, I guess I should say or critique, is that a lot of these things, like the finishing results being messed up, the career mode crashing earlier on when you first got the game, like, a lot of this stuff should have been not even a problem to begin with. It should have been play tested a hell of a lot more. Maybe 1 year is just not enough time for these guys. Like, maybe they just need to do like a 1.5 year sort of thing where they release a game every, 1.5 years or something. Because, for example, Eugenics from 2011 to Inside Line, there's about a 1.5 year gap. There, from 2011 was released in March of 2011, and Inside Line was released by like November 2012. So that's a good 1.5 years or more. Actually, like almost a year and 8 months. So I'm just saying a year. I think maybe a 1.5 years would give these guys more freaking time to play test the shit out of this game. Make sure there's no dumb issues like that, because it's really, I guess, just embarrassing that they're even there to begin with. Like I don't know, but that's just a word of advice, I'm assuming. So if they were to come out with NASCAR Heat 3 or whatever by 2019, early 2019, I wouldn't even really be mad. I would probably be like, oh my god, yes. One, you listen to me. Two, this means they're going to take more time to making sure there's no dumb bugs like that in the game. So, I don't know, but yeah, that's my overall thoughts on the patch. For the most part, there's way more pros than cons, so I'm happy with that. So, I'm just curious to see what other people think, so let me know in the comments below. So, yeah. Anyways, that's it for this video. Like I always say, I do appreciate the feedback and support, as I just said, to everyone in the comment section below, and as well as liking the video, because it helps me a lot in the long run. Also, a big shout out to my Tier 3 Patreon supporters, Reynolds, Braydon Hill, Scott Browning, and Mark Kolar. Again, I really appreciate you guys donating the amount you did, and I can't say it enough how much I appreciate it, because it's such a kind freaking gesture. I'll see you all later, and as always, have a good day, everyone.